Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Yes, we're back. We're back. We're back. Live chat. Yay. I love live chat. Live chat is so much fun. Like, seriously, this is like one of my favorite days of the week is connecting with the community and just having a discussion about something that's happening in our community in makeup. And this is a big one, my friends. This is a big one. I think that people have been waiting for Nikkie Tutorials to come out with some kind of brand of her own for a very long time, but I don't think anybody expected this. I think, I Nikkie Tutorials is freaking Nikkie Tutorials. Like, she is the queen of the tutorials, the queen of the impeccable, perfect makeup looks. Has been for over a decade. And she came out with skincare kinds of stuff. It's like, what is happening? But I think it was really smart. Let me say that. I think it was very smart. Very, very smart. But we're going to talk about it. What does this mean? That Nikkie freaking Tutorials did not come out with makeup. Or brushes or tools. What does this mean? It means something. We're going to talk about it. But before we do, let's go ahead and quickly say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. People that are here live, thank you so much for being here. They are going to be adding to the conversation, which is what makes live chat so special, is that it's not just me just talking at you. It's the conversation with the people that are here live. If you're not here live and you'd like to be part of the conversation, you're part of the conversation by participating in the comment section down below. Yes, let's go ahead and say hello very quickly. Hello, Yasu Cherry. So good to see you. Anel, hello. Good to see you. Alicia, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Jilly. And Jeannie, Ginger Jeannie is here. Mel, good morning to you. Diana, good morning to you. Teresa M.O., so good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much to all of our moderators that are here. John is not here today. He took my son to volleyball tryouts. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it goes very well. He's very nervous. He put on his knee pads very early, way before he needed to. He's very excited. So John is doing kid duty today. So we've got our other moderators today that are always here. They're always here, always working, always being amazing. Volunteer job. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. I appreciate you so much. I couldn't do this without you. And good morning to Saucer Jess. If you want to help out the collective brain, you can like and share this video. That definitely helps. And also, Jess wants to say happy Brain Aneurysm Awareness Month. Survivor here. So happy that you are here, Jess. And yes, look into Brain Aneurysm Awareness Month and consider donating. All right. So let's go ahead and start our conversation. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's Nikkie. Isn't she beautiful? I know the quality is kind of crappy. I captured it off of her thumbnail. So that's the way I could get the best picture of her, because, when you capture it off the video, it isn't quite as pretty, when you try to capture it. So this is Nikkie's picture. Those are her products. And the brand name is Nimya. Here are the products all together. That is a much better picture. That's from the website. So we have down at the bottom, we have a moisturizer. Over on the right-hand side, we have a cooling eye stick thing. Over on the left of the moisturizer, we have some glow drops that you can add into foundation, or you can wear it alone, or you can put it in your own moisturizer or her moisturizer. And then far to the left, we have the setting spray, and then we have a fan in the back. And this is the thing. This is why I think Nikkie is so freaking smart, is if she launched an eyeshadow palette, people would say, we don't need another eyeshadow palette. How is this different? How is this unique? This is nothing new to the market. And Nikkie is trying to bring something new to the market. And I feel like the moisturizer. Okay, when she talks about the moisturizer isn't just a moisturizer. It's also her preference for a face primer. So I think that I've never seen anything like that, and it's hard to do something unique. So to come out with a moisturizer that also doubles as a face primer, I think is super smart. Also, a lot of people don't realize, people that aren't really into skincare may not realize how much moisturizer can help, especially people with oily skin. If it's got hydrating properties in it, it can really help with balancing oil production, which can help makeup last longer. Coming out with a setting spray is very, very Nikkie, and it is more of a makeup-y kind of product, but it's not a color cosmetic product. When I say makeup product, I'm talking color cosmetics. But it's very Nikkie. Nikkie is very much into the setting spray. The fan thing too. I mean, that's a very Nikkie thing to come out with. Glow drops. I mean, Nikkie is always glowing all the time. It's kind of part of her thing, but you know, having it be so that it's specifically added into moisturizer, I would imagine that it's not quite as glowy as, let's say, Samantha Ravindal's products that she came out with. If I'm thinking right, I see my brain is like melting today. I'm pretty sure I'm talking about the right one. Samantha? Yes, Samantha with the things, with the tall things. I was thinking about the eyeshadows and I'm like, wait, am I thinking wrong? No. Yeah, that those were super glowy. I would imagine Nikkie's are going to be less so because she does recommend putting them into other products. And she says you can wear them alone, where I feel like Samantha's are really glowy and you really can't use them alone unless you just target them in specific places. Like you wouldn't want to put Samantha Ravindal's all over your face because it's pretty sting glowy. And the cooling eye stick, I've seen things like that before. That's the one that I get the least, just because I've seen things like that. But what's interesting is that a lot of them have some kind of mint menthol in there to give you an artificial cooling, but this doesn't. So I'm super curious what the deal is with this and what it's going to be like. It does have caffeine in there, which increases circulation under the eyes, which can help with dark circles and puffiness. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the way we're moving in YouTube beauty. And beauty is moving more toward away from color cosmetics and more into things that can help the things we already have to perform better. And I think it was really smart, but it's also like makeup as we know it is dead. Like nobody cares about the next Nikkie Tutorials. Like nobody cares about the next eyeshadow palette. Nobody cares. Like why this is very sad to me. This is very sad, but I feel like a lot of us, that we're part of the collecting generation, when we collected the makeup, we're realizing that the collection thing is really kind of dumb, especially if we have limited space. So let me go ahead and scroll down and see what you all are saying, because I've been talking for a while. Let's see what the community's saying. Marky Mark, welcome back. This is the first live I've made in probably over a month. Been so busy. Glad to be here. Happy to have you here. Milena, second week in a row I've watched What's Up in Makeup before a live chat. I feel like a class nerd. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Thriving and Beyond. Hello, hello. Beautiful photo to be sure. Great coordination of coloring with the orange and blue. Very pretty packaging. I agree. I totally agree. Jeannie says, I think the skincare market is the way the market is leaning and Nikkie's leaning into it. It's a smart business move. I totally. And one thing I thought was interesting in Nikkie's video was that she said specifically that she started coming up with the ideas of these products 3 years ago. If she was 3 years ahead, like if she was genuinely thinking of skincare products 3 years ago, then I commend her even more, because that is so like, we have no way of knowing when Nikkie actually conceptualized these specific products, if they changed over time, if maybe there was an eyeshadow palette or highlighters or blush or something before and that got scrapped and now they just went the skincare route. I mean, we don't know, but if she truly like went the skincare route 3 years ago, like that's pretty smart, pretty smart. Fresh says, yeah, good for her. She actually does deserve to have her own line, but I ain't buying any of it. Yeah, and that's kind of what I said in What's in Makeup, if you haven't watched it yet today, is that I looked at the products and I was like, okay, what am I actually interested in? Last time I bought a whole line was Hiram's line, and it really wasn't made for me. Like, I'm glad I did the review, but at the same time, the line really was targeted at him and his skincare needs and people like him, which makes sense. And Nikki, it's the same way, but Nikki and I have definitely very different routines and things that are our preferences. And I am very much more of a, I don't know, like I don't like sticky primers. I don't use setting sprays. And it's just personal preference. It's not like bad or good. It's just a preference. So I think I'm going to get like the highlighting, like the glow drops, because I'm super curious about those. And I would love to see the difference between those and Samantha Ravenel's. Like I'm very curious about that. And also just liquid highlighters in general. Like what is the glowiness of it? So that's the one I've got my eye on. Yeah, Mel says really happy for Nikki. I have super sensitive skin, so I'm not sure which products would be for me. Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't really looked too deep into the ingredients. I was curious about the eye stick, so I looked into that. Aaron's planning on getting them. Yeah, Carol says it makes sense. Makeup looks good when you have a beautiful canvas. That's very true. That's very true. It's a good point. Candy says, Candy, did I say that right? Candidly. I haven't been excited about a launch like this in a long time. Those are products I would really use every day. And I think that you're not alone. I think there are a lot of people that have the same preferences as Nikki. Absolutely. Yeah, Yasu Cherry, great point, especially since her Beauty Bay palette is still quite recent. Absolutely. And I think that, like, I think Nikki even mentioned it in her video that the Beauty Bay palette really was the Nikki palette. And to come out with her own line and to come out with that just seems kind of silly. So I'm wondering which came first, the chicken or the egg on that. I guess the Beauty Bay palette would have come after, but it's like, what if Nikki had planned a palette and then was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then Beauty Bay came and was like, I think you need, like, I wonder how that worked. Like, I want to know all the behind the scenes stuff. It makes me want to be best friends with Nikki just so I can know all the stories. Like, I would love that. And plus, she just seems like a lovely human. And I've known people that have known her personally and said that she's a lovely human. I met her very, very briefly at an event. I think it was at Ipsy Live. I think it was the last Ipsy Live. I met her very briefly. No, it was years ago. Wasn't the last one. But anyway, I did meet her years ago, and it was like literally 20 seconds. It was like, hi, Jen, this is Nikki. Nikki, this is Jen. Like, that was it. And she's like, oh, nice to meet you, blah, blah. But very lovely person. Very tall. If you ever meet Nikki, do not be surprised by how tall she is. She's very, very, very tall. Like when she's walking with the influencers and a big clump with all the bodyguards around, because that does happen at events, Nikki like is at least like shoulders above everybody else. Nikki's very, very tall. And I would imagine that's awkward at an event. So if you ever go to an event, I just don't want like, I'd rather let you know ahead of time so it's not so, oh my gosh, Nikki's really tall. So it's not so awkward. Yeah, Apple Pie says it's a primer. She says it's a marshmallow texture, which I'm very curious about. Y'all know how much I love my marshmallows. I'm a big fan of marshmallows, but not a fan of stickiness. So we will see. We will see. Yeah, Marky Mark, great point. Agreed. This was so smart. Plus, it's something our non-makeup wearing followers may be interested in too. Oh, totally. And also, the skincare stuff is even more genderless than makeup is, in my opinion, at least in today's society. Like of course you see people of all genders wearing makeup. Sorry, I just knock things over. People of all genders wearing makeup, but I feel like, even more common now, getting more common is these types of products being used by more people. So yeah, Kimberly says, don't think that would work with mineral sunscreen though. So a no for me. Love Nikki though. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I put on my sunscreen way before I put my makeup on when I do my routine. So like I do my sunscreen first thing in the morning. I wash my face, I put on my vitamin C, and then I put on my moisturizer slash sunscreen. So by the time I get down to do my makeup, because I do usually have some time in between because I work from home, my sunscreen is like dried down and everything, so I don't notice. But if I was like doing it quickly, I wonder. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, Amy says the same thing, but when do you do sunscreen with that moisturizer? I would imagine it would be before. Alex says, while it is a smart business idea, I believe this could be taken as a cash grab, as Nikkie expressed no interest in developing her own brand for years. I honestly expected something different. I expected something different too, Alex. This is the thing about the term cash grab that I want to mention. I know it's such a common thing to call an influencer brand a cash grab. All brands are cash grabs. All businesses are cash grabs. That's the point. Like everything is meant to make money. But I guess the feeling behind the term cash grab is really like that they're just doing it for the money and not for the love of it. But how many people go to their job only for the love of it and not for money? Like I used to hear about that in teaching all the time. You should be doing it for the love of the children. You shouldn't be worrying about how much you're getting paid. And it's like, yeah, we do it for the love of the children, but at the same time, it's like we do need to eat. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how many people agree with you, Alex, about that. I feel like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just not like the biggest buy into the whole cash grab as a negative thing. I mean, it's like, well, yeah, you're trying to make money. I mean, like, I don't know. I think we need to not demonize wanting to make money and be comfortable. I think that what we need to demonize, if we're demonizing anything, is trying to rip people off. Like making something that doesn't do what it's promised. Like I'm thinking, I guess, yeah. I'm gonna say it like right off the top of my head without any forethought, without any really processing this. I'm thinking like the Trisha Paytas skincare line really felt like a cash grab. Um, but then, I know that they've had skin concerns in the past. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm like off base on that now because now I'm second guessing myself. Where there isn't really, I know there were issues with the Trisha Paytas skincare line. That's why I'm mentioning it. I did do a full video on the ingredients of the Trisha Paytas skincare line, but then there was a bunch of drama with them, and then I ended up just sending it out to my community members. So if you do join our community, you do have access to that video. I think it has like 200 views or something, but you do have access if you join the Collective Brain Elite to that video. But anyway, I'm so off topic. ADHD is hitting me today. I feel like when we're talking a cash grab, I feel like we should really focus on the brands that are making something that isn't anything that they have any passion for or that feels like fits that person, and just making it, and also not making something that's good quality. I don't know. I'd love to know what people think about that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer says, yes, cash grab means to me crap for money and fake hype. If it's quality, go for it. And what also comes to my mind is like Makeup Revolution, how they come out with so many products, like just trying to grab for the cash anywhere they can. Just so many products, like the I Heart Revolution, like Halloween, like book products that they just came out with this week that are in What's Up in Makeup this week. Like, what even is that? Like, I guess maybe the ghost story one, but there's like a treasure one and then like a princessy one or a fairy one or something. Like, it's like, what? Like, you're just playing off the Halloween costume theme without even really thinking about, like, does this actually make sense? And is this unique? Is this something that people might want? Yeah, good point, maximum effort. This doesn't seem like a chase grab or a cash grab. I'm not sure which one you meant. Shane Dawson. Yeah. And I do think that with Shane Dawson, it did feel more like a cash grab because he was never into makeup. And then all of a sudden he collaborates with Jeffree Star, and like all of a sudden there's makeup being made and a lot of money being made. Yeah. JK, everything is a cash grab. I do my job for money. She's doing this to earn money. If she believes in the product, I don't have an issue with it. And I kind of feel the same way. And this is not a knock at the original person that I posted. Like, please don't take this as anything against you in any way, because I think that you were saying that people may see this as a cash grab. So I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you in any way. Like, it's not. I just think this is a really interesting conversation. I think you brought up an excellent point. So I just want to make sure I'm clear that I didn't mean anything negative to the original person that mentioned this. Yeah, Natha says, don't think Nikki would put her name on something that doesn't perform well. She learned her lesson the hard way with Too Faced. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's funny about that palette is I gave that palette a rave review. I loved that Nikkie Tutorials and Too Faced palette. And I purchased it. I didn't get it in PR. I purchased it and I really liked it. I was like the only person really liked it. And like, I don't like the Too Faced holiday palettes suck and everything. Like I thought it was a good palette. Maybe I was biased at the time. I don't know. Just choked on my coffee. Ooh, passionate. Can I talk? Wrong pipe. All right, I think that's the first time that's ever happened in live chat. Hopefully I can get rid of it quickly because I don't want to cough in your ear. Excuse me. All right, Shannon. Nikki is passionate about her products and has been in the industry for years, not a cash grab. Trisha, definitely a cash grab. It sure did feel that way. As if I remember right, with Trisha, they were working with their current dermatologist. It wasn't even a dermatologist. I don't think she was even an esthetician that came out, that she's like a skin specialist or something. Like she just started doing skin stuff. I don't know. I'm very confused about Trisha's skincare line. Yeah, Monica agrees. Makeup Revolution is definitely a cash grab. Yeah, this is a great point, Kara. I mean, at the end of the day, do we really know what all these people are into? No. So why are people so quick to judge new brands? It's just so negative, in my opinion. That is an excellent point, Kara. You're absolutely right. And it's possible that Shane Dawson was genuinely into makeup. We have to admit it is possible. Is it probable? In my opinion, no, but it's possible. Sorry, my voice is still recovering from the from the coffee incident I just had. Yeah, exactly, Randy. I think the term cash grab comes from a perception of inauthenticity of the brand or brand creator. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very excited for Nikki. I'm very excited to try the highlighter product. I wish her all the best. I hope that it's very successful. I hope that it does very well, exactly as she is hoping that it is. I'm very happy for her. So yeah. Mandy says her mom is an esthetician, so I feel like she would go this route. She was always talking about her mom's skincare at her office. Nice, nice. Robin says, or maybe influencers are earning money just like companies. Oh, big shocker. I know. And it's like, there's so many small businesses that are launching all the time. Like we have a city down the street, not too far from us, called Old Town Ellicott City. And that city it's this beautiful, beautiful little city that looks like it's out of the 1800s. It's all these, it's basically like row houses. I think there's actually apartments, a lot of them up above, but the businesses are on the low, and it's a really small little street and it's very cute. And all of the businesses down there are all small businesses. They've had flooding issues, but that's totally another different story. We also have other places that are close to us that have a lot of small businesses that open up. I mean, small businesses open all the time. And I feel like in the beauty space, a lot of times when an influencer launches something, it's seen as like negative cash grab, but it's really just a person, a human being that's trying to, create something that hopefully something that they love. To say that all of them are just doing it out of the love and not for the money, I think is would be weird. But at the same time, I mean, I feel like, we lose the compassion for influencers a lot of times as a community. We lose that they're just people trying to make it just like everybody else. And, I feel like supporting small business is a good thing overall, unless the person is not a good person. If you know the person is not a good person and you don't want to support them, that's a whole nother story. But, I feel like it's weird. Like it's really weird how the internet really is very hard on influencers when they launch a brand. I think that's weird because it's just another small business. And like I said, small businesses open all the time. And we don't give a hard time to, the cookie shop down the street or the hardware store or, whatever, that Jim Joe Bob opens down the street or, whoever. It's just like, I just wish people were not so hard on influencers when they started a brand and were so nitpicky about everything. It's like it's just another small business. Hi, my friend Shirley. Oh, it's good to see you. Shirley says, I'm on the fence with this one. Sometimes what people will do for money never ceases to amaze me. And I think that if you're doing something for money that's going to hurt people, if you're doing something for money without care for others, if you're doing something for money in order to rip off someone else's idea and, directly, blatantly copy it, I guess, well, then we talk about like dupes and stuff, but like at the same price point, I don't know. I feel like that there's malicious intent, and then there's people just creating something that they want to create. And creation is good. Art is good. Creativity is good. So, all right. Oh, thank you, Flory. My girl Flory says, leave us a comment, a like, and a share. Jen would appreciate that so much. Thank you, Flory. I was going for the one above you. Nurse Trey says, here's the difference to me. Companies make a product where influencers use their name to sell a product. That is an excellent point. Let's digest that before we go into our halfway mark. Companies make a product, whereas influencers use their name to sell a product. Okay. So the difference is the influencers are also making a product, but they're using their name to sell it. So how is that different than like Hershey's coming out with a new candy? Or, you know what I mean? Like how aren't they also using their name to sell a product? So it just feels like they're using their audience. Is that what you're trying to say? Like it feels like they are capitalizing off of manipulating their audience in order to purchase something that they don't need because they want to support their favorite influencer. How am I doing? Is that what you're saying? I think that because I think I can see that. But it's like, how does an influencer like Nikkie get around that if they do want to create something? I guess they would create it without announcing it to their audience. But then they wouldn't be as successful. So they're basically shooting themselves in the foot by not announcing it to their audience. That is so interesting. I realized lately how much I use the word interesting. I find a lot of things interesting. This is why I love live chat. Michelle says, who cares if they create good product? Cool. I buy from people I don't know all the time. Yeah, good point. Millennia says, I think what the person that was a second ago means that companies rely on product quality and influencers on the parasocial relationship they have with their audience. So can influencers also rely on product quality? Is because they're an influencer, does that mean they're not going to have a quality product because they don't have to? Or can an influencer come out with a quality product and also have their audience purchase it? We're on that after the after the break. More on that after the break. Let's talk about what's on my face real quick. Take a little break because it's nice to take a little stretch break. And I actually really had fun doing my eyeshadow today. I used the Riviera palette by ABH today, and it was fun. It was really fun. And I realized this whole chat, my lipstick, I don't like the way it coordinates. It looked like it coordinated better when I was looking in my mirror than it does on camera, but it is what it is. All right, so this is what I used. I have not used this in a while, and I broke it out, and I was like, oh, this is fun. I used these two shades here, Estate and Coastline in my crease, and then on my lid, I used Seaside, which is fabulous. Let me swatch these babies for you. They are so fun. And then on my outer corner, I used the shade Yacht, but then when I did my lower lash line, I didn't like it anymore, so I topped it with Mediterranean. These shimmers are like really fun. They're really fun. You might still be able to find this at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I know it was being sold there for a while. If you like the colors, it really is a fun palette. Like it's like buttery. And then on my lower lash line, I used the shade Can, like Cannes Film Festival. I used this shade. And then I also used a little bit of this shade and a little bit of this shade. We'll swatch some of the matte ones because it's fun. There may still be a little shimmer on my hand, but these are the matte ones. Oh, you can't really see that Estate shade because it's too close to my skin tone. Let me swatch it again. But yeah, really, really nice. I'm waiting for ABH to come out with another palette. One day, I think they overdid it and then they backed off and they're like, you said we were overproducing palettes, so you're not getting one for a long time. We're done. We're done with that. All right. Let's see. Okay. Blush today. That was purchased. This is my blush today. This is PR. This is the Soft Pop Powder Blush by Makeup by Mario. This is the shade Desert Rose. And then I did not match my lipstick very well. This is PR. This is the Sigma Infinity Point lipstick in Deja Vu. I thought it would match better when I went like this, because that's how I kind of like try to figure out whether it's going to match. And then it didn't match as well as I thought. I feel like it needs to be more mauvey. So that's what I wanted to show you. All right, let's go back into the conversation because this is so, I love this conversation. Oh, the Violet December says I broke out my chocolate wasted this morning now that fall is approaching. I love that. That's Joseph Colors Chocolate Wasted. It's super fab. Oh my gosh, I did not see Nessa. I didn't see the new leaked ABH palette, but I'm excited about it. I might get it, maybe. Okay. Oh, Milena. Okay. Here we go, Milena. You can have both, of course, but I believe an influencer product is going to sell because of the influencer name first. Doesn't mean it's not going to be good quality, though. But this is what I'm wondering is why is that a bad thing? If it's good quality, it's being purchased by adults who have full right to use their money however they want. And it's good quality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you're right. The influencer product is going to sell because of the influencer name first, but why is that bad? That's what I'm trying to understand. I love that we can have a conversation because there are certain platforms you cannot have a conversation, and I love having a conversation. Teresa says, influencers have worked in the social relationship based on reviews of brands with all their boards, quality testing, etc. Influencers may give negatives, but the brand never will. So are you saying that because they created it, they won't give a negative review of their own product, which makes sense? Makes sense, because they wouldn't put it out if there was negative there. But one thing I mentioned in What's Up in Makeup about Nikkie specifically that I thought was really smart was talking about like the setting spray. They probably realized that the button was hard to push, so they really put it out there that you really have to push hard down on the button. And they also mentioned about it clogging because maybe that's been an issue that they're having trouble fixing. So they put it out there so people knew before they bought it. And I think that that's really smart. So this is something about the social relationships I want to mention. I was actually talking to Audra about this. Audra at Home, go check out her YouTube channel. Very, very good friend of mine. We were talking about this, about parasocial relationships with influencers. And I feel this is kind of what I was thinking. And you'll have to tell me what you think, is that like people like Nikki and me and Robbie Christie and, you know, Marlena from Makeup Geek and, you know, people that have been around, you know, since at least 2015, 2016. I know that they've all been around longer. Emily Noel, 83. so many people, we were told when we started our YouTube channels, this was the thing. YouTube told us, be yourself, share who you are, share your life, develop a relationship with your audience. Like, that's the way your channel is going to grow, is by being authentic. And I feel like now it's biting us all in the butt, in that, we've now, developed these parasocial relationships that we didn't intend. That wasn't the intention, to develop parasocial relationships, but that's what happened. And then, like, we have the situation where somebody launches a brand, and people that maybe didn't develop that relationship with that influencer then look at the influencer and kind of say, oh, it's just the people that have parasocial relationships that are going to buy it. And it's almost seen as like, I'm taking it, like the influencers taking advantage of those parasocial relationships that we were told to build by YouTube, by the algorithm, by, the whole setup of YouTube. We were pretty much told to develop these relationships with our audience. And now we're being like, almost like, it's a bad thing that we've developed these relationships, because it's seen as taking advantage of those people that trust us, not us, because I'm not launching a brand right now, but like that trust Nikki or Manny or Laura or, Ariana Grande or whoever. So yeah, I don't know. It's different Ariana Grande because, she's not on YouTube, but yeah, JK says it's not a bad thing. If influencers trust, it'll help sell stuff. But if it turns out to be crap, it will hurt the influencer's credibility. Oh, 100%. Absolutely. And that's the risk that people are taking too. That's the risk people are taking starting a brand, is if it does end up being bad. But like, it's like I think like Jaclyn Hill with the lipstick launch, but Jaclyn bounced back. Jaclyn's fine. Jaclyn's fine. She's doing fine. She just needed to step away for a bit, let things cool down, and she's fine now. So, I mean, it definitely still has hurt her credibility, the lipstick launch and everything. But at the same time, like, she seems to be doing all right. This is interesting. Teresa says, Hiram has been leading people to good products for a while, and which are crap. So he starts a brand as it will sell because followers have grown to trust his reviews and believe his will be quality. Okay, there's a lot to digest here. Leading people to good products for a while and which are crap. So you felt like that Hiram was leading people to buy things that were not of good quality. And then he starts a brand, but because his followers have trusted his reviews, they believe that he would develop something that's good. And I think someone said that about Nikki's brand earlier, that Nikki wouldn't release something that wasn't of good quality. Yeah. It's interesting. It's me with the interesting again. Yeah, Sharon says, I just think Jaclyn Hill ruined influencer brands for everyone. I don't know. I wouldn't put it all on Jaclyn. But I do think that the skepticism definitely was built a little bit there. Yeah, Gigi says, I've bought influencer stuff I didn't need to support the influencer. And I have too, especially if I know the person personally. Absolutely, I have too. I have specifically, when I've launched collab with brands, told people not to do that because I think that I want people to, we work hard for our money. We don't need to be spending money on things we don't need just to support. But yeah, I think that that's a problem, honestly. Like, I think that's a problem. And I did get that vibe from Nikki's video. If there was a time to support me, this is the time to support me. I think I'm quoting her pretty accurately. I know it's probably not exactly, but, if there was a time that I'm asking for your support, this is the time, kind of thing, was the vibe that I got from her video. And it's like, but if somebody doesn't need it, it's like, Nikki, I have a feeling that the people that are purchasing it probably need their money more than Nikki does. Like, I'm just maybe not. I mean, of course, nothing is absolute. That can't ever be an absolute statement. But I do think as adults, we need to make sure we check our parasocial relationships. And if we want to support someone, if we want to buy something, like I've done many, many times, bought something that I didn't want because an influencer that I like created it. As an adult, we have the right to spend our money however we want. But at the same time, when you're running short on your bills and you have a choice of supporting an influencer or paying your bills, I mean, the bills need to be the thing. And I don't think Gigi is in that situation. So yeah, I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head here, but yeah, I mean, I think that's something we need to take responsibility for as individuals, as adults, to make sure that we are spending our money responsibly. And if we want to support an influencer, we have a right to do that. Yeah. Cherub says, it's not bad. We watch influencers because we trust the reviews. So most of us will trust those same influencers to create a product that's great. They already know the good and the bad of other brands. Yeah. And I think that's part of it, is that, knowing that like, let's say I came out with a makeup line, which I'm not, I've been reviewing makeup products since 2012. So I feel like I have a good handle on what I personally like and what works for me personally, and that I would create something that works well for me personally. And I think that gives some credibility to the launch. So yeah, I mean, maybe people are putting false hope in those brands. But honestly, I'm sitting here trying to think of an influencer launch that was poor quality except for the Jaclyn Hill lipstick. Like, what else has an influencer? Well, okay, Trisha Paytas there've been some issues with their skincare line. Have there been any others? Because I feel like, like the like Manny's line, Lunar Beauty does great. I loved Lunar Beauty products. I love Laura Lee Los Angeles products. What other influencer brands? I really like the Samantha Ravindal Auric stuff. I mean, I'm like trying to think what else I've purchased, but I can't think of any other brands that were like an influencer brand that was poor quality. Oh, Patrick Starr's One Size. That stuff was just okay for me, but it's like the Nikkie stuff. Like, I don't do my makeup the way Patrick and Nikkie do their makeup. So it makes sense that it wouldn't work for me the same way. So I'm not going to sit here and say Patrick's stuff was poor quality. It's just what didn't fit my preference, you know? Oh, thanks, Janice. Janice says, yeah, I feel like you never force your influencer products on us, Jen. You were very responsible mentioning your products to us. I think that actually encouraged me to support them all. Thanks, Janice. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, Janice. Janice is around a lot. So thank you so much. And I appreciate all of your comments as well. Yeah, I know what it's like to be, on the ramen and love, living off a ramen and love life. And I just don't want that for anybody, and I don't want to contribute to that in any way for anybody. Oh, Dragon Beauty. Great point. Dragon Beauty. I did not try anything from Dragon Beauty, but I did hear that the stuff was pretty mediocre. I could be wrong though, because I've never tried any of it, but I did hear the stuff was just kind of meh. I really like my Dominique cosmetic stuff. I really like my stuff. Even the lemonade palette, people were like, nah, it sucks. I liked it. I don't know. Susan Yara had a weird launch. Susan Yara did have a weird launch, but people love her products. People love Naturium. I did that whole video on the weird launch. I still get comments on that video. It was a weird launch, but people say the products are great. And the ingredient list did look great. It was just she handled it weird at launch. That's all. Oh man. Pan it says, do collabs count? The MAC Patrick Star collab palette I bought was crap. Oh, really? That's interesting. Tracy says the Angela Bright lashes are awesome. That's good to know. Oh, Nessa says, you also go into ingredients for all your reviews, so that would give it credibility to its release. I hope so. I mean, I'm not a professional, but I feel like I've learned a lot over the years. Yeah, and I've talked about this before. I was talking about possibly doing a skincare brand, but I'm so glad I'm not. I'm so glad I'm out of cosmetics as far as like releasing a brand. I said before in a previous live chat that I'm working on a side project. I'm starting a side business. I do want to give you another little piece of that in that initially, most likely, it won't be available for purchase. I know that sounds weird. I don't know how to explain this. Okay. So it's not going to be e-commerce at first. Which is weird. I know it's weird. And I'm like, I feel like now I've like said too much, but it's not going to be e-commerce at first. So I don't know how to like not tell you more, but I'm going to keep giving you like little teasers and stuff. So at first it will not, you won't even be able to buy it. Most likely, unless you live near me. You won't be able to buy it unless you live near me because it's not going to be sold online at first. I know that sounds weird. So yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, it's like I want to tell you so badly, like I'm sitting here like biting my tongue so hard. But yeah, I just sent out my second set of test packages to my friends. I sent out 9 boxes of stuff to my friends. I sent them out yesterday. So they should be getting them within the next couple of days. And they're all people that I know from YouTube. So yeah, the first set was I think 6, and now it's 9. And I'm excited. And there are people that I'm really excited to get their feedback on the stuff. But as soon as I can tell you, which will probably be, I'm thinking in the next couple of weeks, I might be able to say something because I'm going to actually start I'm going to be starting to sell them at the end of the month, but not online. So yeah. So after that, then I will probably tell you more, but I don't want people to be like, I don't want people to be upset that you can't buy it right away. So that's why I wanted to tell you that, because I don't want people to be like, what is it? I can't wait to buy it. I got my credit card, like I'm ready to buy it. And then you can't, and then you're disappointed. And I don't want you to have that feeling. But eventually, as soon as I can, I want to make it available inside the US. It's probably going to be a while before it's international. And I really want it to be international, but I have to be able to get it available in e-commerce first in the US. And then hopefully I'll be able to expand to international. But that's the tea on that I'm giving you a little bit extra. I don't want people to feel upset. Like I don't want to hurt anybody. Like I don't want to make anybody feel like a sinking feeling. So yes, I love this. I wish it was an ice cream truck, lady. That would be cool if it was an ice cream truck. Yes, I want to open an ice cream truck one day. That'd be cool. So yes, I'm excited. All right, I'm getting a text message. Okay. All right, Teresa, I'll tell you what it is, Teresa. I'll text you afterward. Okay, because Teresa, you should know what it is. I'll text you later. All right, we have 13 minutes left. We can talk about anything y'all want to talk about at this point. We can keep talking about this. We can talk about something else. Tracy wants to know, who are the influencers you sent them to? I don't want people to bother them, so I will tell you eventually. Once you know what it is, I'll tell you who I sent them to. But I don't want people to like bug them, so I won't. I'm not going to say yet, but yeah. But you probably know all of them. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia. I'm really sorry. But it's coming. It's coming soon. As soon as I can, I will tell you. I will tell you it's not candles. It's not candles. Candles by Victoria is your place for candles. It's not candles. So, oh, and Jamie's like, what about how weird Crocs and Benefit was? That was weird. That was really weird. Oh, Jen, are you admitting that I'm sending you some? Yeah, you're right. JK, Samantha's current launch isn't cosmetics related. And it was so Samantha. I really love the idea of the Buy Samantha March, like all of the stationery and everything. That was really smart. Really, really smart. Please, I don't want to choke on this. So I'm actually going to focus on swallowing this time. I have tried Forever Mood and it is so good. I actually was burning my Forever Mood candle yesterday. I got the cake one at launch and I still have about half of it left. It burns really slowly and the throw on it, the scent throw on it is so good and it smells fabulous. Yeah, it smells amazing. I really love my Forever Moon candle. I definitely think it was worth the price because it's lasting a lot longer than other candles that I've owned. Like, I feel like Bath and Body Works candles, I go through them so fast. I don't know what's up with that Yankee candle. I feel like they burn really fast, but the Forever Moon ones are lasting for freaking ever. Lisa Frank swag. Teresa, if I will tell you now, it is not a collab with Lisa Frank. Ah, it is not a collab with Lisa Frank, I'll tell you. Vera, I didn't talk about the ingredients of the products by Nikkie. I haven't looked into them a whole lot. The only thing that I looked into was the eye cream because I was wondering if it was like a mint or a menthol that they put in it to give a cooling feeling, and they didn't, which I really like. So I'm not sure what's going to give the cooling feeling in there, but I'm glad it's not an artificial, like, because really and truly, like, to get a cold effect from cold, you really need something that is actually cold. And Nikkie even mentioned, I think, to put it in the refrigerator for like the depuffing or whatever. But as soon as it goes to room temperature, it's like it's going to go back to regular. But it does have some ingredients, like it had caffeine in it, which is good for circulation under the eyes. So yeah. I didn't look a whole lot into the ingredients, honestly. I've been very much in my other business land over the past week or so. I've been very overwhelmed with it because I wanted to get these boxes out to my friends before I have my first sales at the end of the month. So I'm very nervous and very excited. Kind of freaking out. Hey, it's my friend Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Samantha's launch was very smart, and Michelle Wong with the wraps and the jewelry. Yes, so on brand and not makeup for skincare. Yes, and Michelle's launch, just oh my gosh, Michelle's wraps are beautiful. They're so Michelle. She's got her logo in them and everything. Like, they're beautiful. I agree. And I think that this kind of goes back to our original topic of influencers not doing things that are color cosmetic related because it's just so freaking oversaturated. And it's like, how do you do something unique in the market? Like, how do you give people something they don't already have when it comes to color cosmetics? I mean, I think the only people that can really pull that off at this point are people like Ariana Grande, who people are going to buy it just because it's Ariana Grande. People, and Hip Dot with like all of their like weird collabs and stuff. I mean, you have to, in order to sell color cosmetics right now, you have to have another hook other than the actual product. There has to be something else. And it's really hard to think of something else. So I think like what Nicole's saying about Michelle and Samantha, I think is, it kind of ties into everything. By the way, check out Nicole's YouTube channel. She's been a very good friend of mine for a very long time, and she is a fabulous human being. Unfortunately, she lives all the way across the country from me, so I don't get to see her very often. Tanya says about the candles, the more alcohol in them, the faster they burn. That's why the soy and essential oil candles burn slower. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Milena says, it's funny, in the French YouTube, influencers open lifestyle shops like glass straws and bottles and stuff. Only one did beauty. Because it's so much easier to go into a different space and come up with something unique because it's like everybody went into the color cosmetic range. Yes. I've heard great things about candles on Etsy. I don't think I've ever bought candles from Etsy, but I've heard really good things. Candles by Victoria, that's my jam. I haven't bought anything from them for a long time because when I was about a year ago or something, I like stocked up and I still have a bunch of candles. I probably bought 15 candles. I bought a lot. And I bought a lot of the little wax melts. I have a whole like a Tupperware bowl, not Tupperware, but like a reusable plastic bowl full of the little scent shots. I bought a bunch because what I had done was I can unclick this. When I went to present the first check to Baltimore Highlands for the fundraiser for them or the collab, whatever you want to call it, I wanted to bring them scent shots. I wanted to bring them you know, so they could know what it was like. So I brought a huge box that was enough for the staff to, everybody in the entire staff to take one. And then I had some left over. I wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to choose. So Victoria, I purchased them, but Victoria did like a mix box of a bunch of scents and put them in a box for me so that they could pick. And then I kept all the extras. So I still have like probably 50 of them, but I use them all the time in my warmer. I bought so many of them. Because it's still 10% of my sale went to Baltimore Highlands too. So, you know. Now we're in candle YouTube. Jamie says, I love Yankee Candle, but they're changing all their candles that I love. They discontinued. Gotcha. Let's see. Today's shirt, Ellen, my favorite show of all time, is from Teespring, on Teespring, TeePublic. And if you do not know Supernatural, these are the main characters, the main male characters, I should say, because there are main female characters that should be on the shirt that are not. We got Crowley and Sam and Castiel and Dean. So, yep. I think that's Crowley. Yeah, it's Crowley. Took me a second. Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. I was like, no, wait, is that Jack? I think that might be Jack. Where's Dean? Is Dean not on my shirt? Did I buy a shirt without Dean on it? Maybe I did. I don't know if that's Dean or Jack. I'm not sure. It has to be Dean. It can't be Jack. It has to be Dean. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know who's on my own shirt from my favorite show. Because these cartoons are hard to interpret. I'm pretty sure that's Dean. But why? I guess he's got a beer cup. Is that what it is? See how much I looked at it before I bought it. I just thought it was cute. I guess so, because Sam's got apple because he eats healthy. And then Castiel's got a burger. I don't know what he's got. Oh, it's the collar. Never mind. Off topic. It's a dog collar. That was a thing. Yeah, I think it's Dean too. Yeah, it is. Yes, yes. I wish Charlie was on my shirt. I need a Charlie shirt, but I haven't found one that I like yet. I like Rowena too. I follow her on Twitter. She's fabulous. The actress that played Rowena. But anyway, yes. You know what, Tracy? I did buy a bunch of stuff off of Etsy. I did an Etsy makeup haul, and there was so much of it that I didn't like that I never did the video because I felt bad that there was so much of it that I didn't like. I just felt bad. I didn't want to talk about these little indie companies and say that I didn't like their products, so I ended up scrapping the video. So, yes, I probably won't do that again. Because I spent so much money on it. I bought so much stuff and I liked maybe 30% of it. So I ended up talking about some of that stuff, but I just didn't talk about the other things. Thriving Beyond says, candles by Victoria make the best gifts. My parents don't burn them, just use them for decor in their kitchen. They still give off scents. They're so good. I have some as decor in my kitchen too. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, yeah, good point. Crowley has the collar because he's walking Juliet. Yes, I was thinking about when he was wearing the collar at one point. Didn't they make him wear a collar? Like when Lucifer like made him wear a collar. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, he's walking Juliet. You're right, which is an invisible demon dog. So. Janice Gilmore Girls is going very well. I am on season 6, I think. I just started season 6. Because I listen to it when I'm cooking, when I'm getting ready in the morning. Like, I put it on every time I have a spare moment. And I allow myself 30 minutes at the end of the night. From 9:30 to 10, I shut off all of my work and I give myself 30 minutes to just enjoy Gilmore Girls. Because I've been so freaking busy. It's nice to just sit and relax and chill. Okay. Joe says I should watch Bunheads after Gilmore Girls. Oh, same producer, some of the same actors. Okay. Awesome. I will. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing it. I was trying to find something that was a little bit different. So yeah. So anyway, it is 11 o'clock. Which this just faded out. It's like shh, into silence. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here in live chat, and thank you for your verbal support in my new venture. And no, it is not a cash grab because no one's even going to be able to buy it when I launch. Except for if you live near me. If you live near me, you may be able to purchase it. But we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. After probably first week of October, I'll probably tell you more about it. Let's say that. Let's say first week of October, I'll do at some point, I'll do like a brand reveal. But I just don't want to create any sadness in anybody that you can't buy it yet. But I promise you, I will try to get it so you can buy it as soon as possible. It's just I have to start making some money first. Before I can make it e-commerce, I have to start making money with it first so I can reinvest it into the ability to sell it online. So I just financially, I can't do it right now. But if I can sell them and make a little bit of profit, then I can invest in that. So yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. And I will say that some of the people in live chat today have guessed correctly. That's all I'm going to say. Some of the people in live chat have guessed correctly, and I'll tell you first week of October, and you'll know whether you were right or not because some people are right. So, all right, mad love to you guys. Have a great week, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye. I told y'all too much.